Okay, so we've got our area for our logo, and so we're going to add a logo in there, and we'll sort of try and tidy that up as well. Okay, so go back into your coding, your index page, and this is our division here for our logo. So what we're going to do there is we're going to add in a logo. So again, we've got image. You can see just as a teaching point that when we start typing, you'll see this red appear. This is sort of saying that there's potentially something wrong. And it's because I haven't finished this off, and it's sort of moaning that some of the coding is incorrect. It's just because we haven't finished it. So if you've got SRC, that's the source of the image, and then we're browsing. So again, what you need to do is to make sure that you're going into your images folder within your website, and you should find this Mazes Flores. It's not very good, but if you click on there, you'll see that it's 150 by 150. So I'm just going to click on that, and it should appear in here. Now, if I close that, okay, you can see that it's turned orange. So what this means is that there's an issue with it, but it's not a serious issue with the coding. This is basically saying an alternative attribute must be present on images. That's for screen readers. So they're really easy to do. So if I just put ALT equals and then logo, okay, you can see that it's now disappeared. So if you had someone blind and they were reading the screen, that would just sort of, the software would say that's the logo for them. So that's basically what a screen reader is for. So you can see that now I've put that image in that area for my logo, okay, and if you roll over that, you can see the actual what the logo looks like. So we're just going to press save, and there we go. You can see that I've got still got my border around. You can see it now, and it's got a 5 sort of pixel round there, and then you can see I've got my heading there. Now this heading text is sort of butting up to the side of this because in my text area header we had it left. So if I wanted just to sort of give it a bit of space, I've got various different ways. I can add some padding and stuff, but what we're going to do is I'm just going to make it into the center just, and again, all I've gone to change that, instead of going into the style sheet each time, I can just go to quick edit. Makes it much easier and speedier for you. Thank you, see. So now that the heading area, so that has changed in there as well. So hopefully that makes sense. You've added a logo. If you don't want the logo, if you wanted the logo so you don't want the margin, you can just have a delete the margin. I'm just going to set 0 just for speed. But again, you'll see that it's now right in the corner. The reason I'm doing stuff like that is to show you what to do. Now, the other thing you might want to do is you might want to say, well, actually, I don't want the logo that big. And I think in later videos I explain that, but I can do that really quickly for you now. I can just, in here, I can just put, if we just give it a bit more space, I can say, well, I want the height equals to, let's say I want 100 pixels, and I want the width to be 100 pixels. So you can manipulate the size within here. Oh, what have I done there? Okay, within the actual coding. But ideally, what you need to be doing, as I think I've mentioned later, is to sort of crop all your images to make sure that they're the right size to start with. So if you see that there, you can see that the image is now smaller, okay, and it's kind of, but you can still see that box behind it, which is for the sort of logo area, okay. Um, Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So again, just as a teaching point, if I wanted to put some padding in, okay, so I'm just going to put in 20 pixels. Okay, so I've just put some padding. Padding is within an area. It's kind of within inside any areas you've done, not outside, which is the margins. So if I quickly have a look at that, okay, so that's not worked. Okay, so there's something I'm not quite doing there. Not to worry. It is all about just kind of learning and just seeing what we're doing. Um, but hopefully, but what we could do is if we didn't want that logo bit there, or we didn't want the sort of background to be showing, we could do that. We could change the height and the width of the logo actual box, that area with that division box we've just created. And again, there we go. It's kind of made that smaller again. All right, so I'm going to change all that back, but I just wanted to show you what you can do.